take each pitch like it's the 7th game of the World Series and stay in the system. Now, let's say it's 0-2, number 9 batter up, you're trying to black him, and you throw a ball like that, thigh high down the middle, and he swings and misses. Yeah. Your reaction is you spit as you whirl as they throw the ball around, and you think, I blew his ass away. Yeah. What you need to think is, I can't throw that pitch there. You feel like you're locked out just a little thing? Yeah. Stay soft, go right at it. Other side, 2-seam. So, do you know the 2-seam sign?
Sign?
For him,
yeah.
To you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, when this happens, umpires are only half human. They're half human, half dumbasses. So, some guys are tight and you just got to live with it. Some guys have a wide zone. So if a guy shows you in that first or second inning that he's willing to give you 3 inches more than the outside corner, it would be dumb not to line up 3 inches off the corner if you're going to get that pitch. Yeah. So whatever his strike zone is, you want to use it all. Hey, buddy. What's up? Really good. You do really well. Yeah, I mean, he was square and mechanically sound. Low 80s. I mean, it's inside. I told him he's going to throw Monday. I don't think he was like trying to knock down a wall. He would dominate just like he did today. So. Yeah. Hey, down the middle, change ups. Yeah, he was throwing the old change up. I made him go back to the new one and fix where his thumb was on the ball, and it was great. All right, good. All right, buddy. Bye. How you doing?
All right, you?
I'm fat and old. I'm still here though, so thankful. Is this your clan coming in behind you?
Yeah.
That's a pretty cute clan. Hey, since this is our last lesson, at the end you need to muster a couple tears in the bottom lip quivering a little bit when we say goodbye.
Like, cry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not hard. I don't want you to be a girl. Good. All right. He's going to sign you now. Okay. I don't care if it's a 2-seam or 4-seam. If I want us to rotate every other one. Okay. Good. Wait. What is that?
What's this for?
I want you to rotate the fastball change up.
Oh, change it. Not bad. Sorry. I thought you said 2-seam, 4-seam. Now,
this is a teenage thing, so I'm going to try to teach you a life lesson. You have a habit, as soon as you think whatever I'm saying is, you stop listening. And I know that you do that to your parents. Okay? So what ends up happening is the dad says, hey, I need you to check the mail and put the mayonnaise up. But because you tune him out as soon as you can, he can't find the mail. And so he goes outside to the mailbox, and the mayonnaise is in the mailbox, and the mail's in the refrigerator. That's what it's like being a parent. Okay? Now, I thought about this about 10 pitches ago when I know that you shut down after you knew what I was talking about. It's a bad habit, and coaches, and I'm not so much talking about Liberty's coach, but if a guy's talking to you that doesn't know you and has a relationship with you when fall ball starts next year, and you do that, it's going to change their opinion of you. So you are an outstanding young man, and I'm 100% sure of that, but it's just a little communication thing to help you. You want to look that coach in the eye and wait for him to get done before you move on. Outstanding. So did you feel the left side?
Yeah.
So I guarantee you this is how I got this job. I had breakfast with Jace, a couple months ago, and we started talking about pitching and hitting, and we were just talking baseball and reminiscing. And what it came down to at the end was Jace realized that what they're bitching about with their pitchers is exactly the same stuff that I bitch about with my pitchers. And one of the things that we talked about was, he said, here's the problem in the big leagues. He goes, there's just not enough guys that have fastball command, period. And he goes, I'll give you an example of it at bat. Guy throws 95 miles an hour. First pitch, fastball strike. Guy hits the shit out of it, but it goes foul down the right field line in the stands. You see that 20 times a game, all right? Why? Because he throws 95 miles an hour. So then he throws breaking ball, and then the guy sets dead red fastball, because partly he was late on the first fastball. Yeah. So guy misses with the breaking ball, dead red fastball, guy throws with a curveball, dirt, swings and misses. Why did he swing? Because he was cheating, looking dead red fastball. Right. All right? So then the guy throws ball, and now he's going to try to black him on the outside corner, makes a mistake in the outer half, guy doubles to right center field. Right. So it took the guy 2 fastballs and then to get it, but now he's got it, and then the guy makes a mistake. Right. And so that whole at bat boiled down to that decision pitch, which was the black outside corner fastball, and he missed the spot. So he goes, here's the deal. Most number ones have fastball command, or they're just filthy nasty. A lot of number 2s, fastball command. Half the teams have a decent number 3, and everybody wants a better number 4 and 5. So at the big league level, they're still fighting fastball command. Do you think you have fastball command?
No.
I do.
You do?
I don't think you have it all the time. I think it's there and then it disappears. And nobody throws every pitch exactly where they want. Yeah. But some of the habits, like your mind, because you're very competitive, your mind works kind of fast. Like I can see you going ball 1, ball 2, and instead of slowing down and getting it right, you go, I'll do better. I'll do better. I'll do better. And what happens when the game gets away from you, you're like sitting on the bench, sweat dripping off your face. You're like, man, all that bad shit happened in like 6 seconds. So Young and Duffy was a perfect example of this his whole career until last year. Duffy's competing hard, but then it gets wilder and wilder and wilder. When you're pitching good, you're only doing what's necessary. When you start to struggle, it's because extra stuff get in there that doesn't belong in there. And so it's just like hitting. When you're hitting good, hitting is easy. When you're hitting bad, hitting's the hardest thing to do in the world, and guys try harder, so you get further away from easy. So you know what, you're in the system. You just got to operate in the system. And I'm sure I've asked you this before. When your knee hits in a game, what percentage of you tries not to let the hitter hit the ball?
Like, I don't want him to hit it.
Right. So what percentage, when you get here in a game, what percentage of you trying not to let the hitter hit the ball gets into your emotions?
100%.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 0.
It's like you don't care.
There's 3 things you can't control. You can't control the umpire, you can't control your fielders, and you can't control the hitter. You could throw a bastard 4-seam on the outside corner to the knees, that guy could still double over the right fielder's head. Right. Now we know from history that if you throw the ball on the outside corner to the knees, that's not going to happen very often. Right. But you can't control that. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And so what you just told me is you try to strike a guy out when the count's 0-0. Right. We can't strike nobody out until there's 2 strikes. Right. So your job is a very simple job. It's to get the ball from point A to point B. And you need to realize that that's either going to be good enough or it's not going to be good enough. But that's all that you can control. And if you go boom, boom, and you can throw all of your pitches over the plate equally so the count doesn't dictate what you throw, then you can't help but dominate. You've got good stuff. And then we keep working on our body and working on getting bigger and stronger and faster. And then all of a sudden it's 2 miles an hour more next year. It's 2 miles an hour more the next year. And then all of a sudden it's 92. Right. Does that make sense? But pitching is an art, and sometimes you pitch like a mud wrestler. Do you understand? You're going to paint it here and paint it there and keep everything under control. Because that attitude of, I don't want to get hit, causes you to fall out of the system, and then that's when the mechanical breakdowns happen. Now, you've hit before, right? Yeah. Would you rather hit 85 cock high down the middle or 79 on the outside corner to knees?
85.
You need to remember that because location is what makes it hard. Now, you don't throw 79, nor do you have to give up 6 miles an hour to black it. But if you're trying to think stuff and throw harder, and then we make a mistake, remember every hitter thinks that. You're in the varsity level now, and except for 2 or 3 guys on each team, they often swing it pretty good. So it's just about location.
Keep your arms feet up. And I don't mind here, easy and calm.
Boom. Curveballs, outer half. Now, is that a 2-strike curveball or a get-ahead curveball?
Get ahead.
That's exactly how you should start it, and then build it up. You feel how you got a little taller? Stay through it. I want tilt from the beginning. Good. Good boy. Give me good front leg resistance, high, slow back leg. Do you feel like your wrist is loose or firm? I need it firm. So think of it this way. The thumb doesn't want to be too tight because we're going to torque over the ball to create the spin, all right? But this is a gradual ball coming out of your hand. So we set it. What I like is if this is your fastball, and I know you have a spike, but if this is your fastball in the glove, I want you to turn, just give me a quarter turn. So there's your fastball, there you are, and you break the ball. Now watch this. We throw it, all right, and then if you were going to like loosen a jar of pickles, but it was already loose, you'd loosen it like this because it's loose. So that's that loose curveball. If the jar was tight, you'd have to grip it a little bit and torque. So I want us to torque over the ball, firm wristed, and then pull it in. See how it bites harder? Stay tight in your rotation. You're getting out in front a little bit with your head. Stay in the back seat so we get that arm across our body. Okay, so in a bullpen, you see he's struggling getting it out there. So go ahead. You know what wave ball is?
A wave ball?
A wave ball. Okay, so I actually, when I have a team, I actually have a sign. This is a wave ball. So your sign to the pitcher's here. So let's say you don't always have to throw a strike. So if the count's 0-2, the guy has to expand his strike zone. So you want to make sure you don't leave a ball in the outer half on 0-2. So you might go like this and then line up 6 inches outside to get that breaking ball outside. So when one of your pitchers in the bullpen struggling, go ahead and get out there. And what that does is it makes him reach, and then it fixes the problem that he's having. Now, that's lazy. Snap it. Or,
You want to stay out here a couple pitches?
yeah, very good, exactly.
Okay.
Good. Now you can go back to the outside corner. But see how moving out there immediately got the ball out there for you? Bingo. All right, 2 seams in, curveball away, out of the stretch.
Slider away?
No, fast. 2 seam in, curveball away. Out of the stretch. Feel the left side? Yeah. So one of the things that I told Jason in our conversation, I go, you just turn on your computer and watch 20 different major leaguers. This is what you aim with. And watch how guys flip it, how it goes off the target. And that's why guys can't command the fastball. So you got to get it there and then literally right there. Now look at my shoulder. See how it's still on the target? When you go like this, the shoulder leaves the target. Yeah. There you go. A lot of times, pitchers have a weighted ball in their glove, so they can't flip, and it makes them slow it down and control it. Now, you have a habit, and a lot of guys do, do you aim with your eyes or do you aim with your front shoulder and elbow? Or both?
Kind of both.
Yeah. But guys that have funky motions, they're such good athletes, they aim with their eyes. And so like I can step over there, make my glove go like this, but I can still concentrate and get my release point where it belongs. Obviously, that's not the most efficient way to pitch, right? But what you do is there's times where your front side gets here, so you're looking down the shoulder, but this isn't on the target. So you got to make sure that elbow stays in the middle of the ribs, right to where you want the ball to go. Now, good boy. You got all wrapped up into what the front arm was doing, and then you lost all your athleticism, and you weren't a pitcher there. You just, everything else fell apart. So whatever adjustments you make, always be athletic and always make them in the system. Really good. Now I want a couple nasty, torque it and get it out in front, curveballs. Now listen, you can tell sometimes your curveball does this. Yeah. I want you to get your fingers over it to try to get it more 12-6. Good. That's what I'm looking for. Now, two things why that's important. For a lefty, you want the ball down more than across. You can get away with this angle better with a righty. So if you think of your curveball 12-6, then your slider is going to take that other break. Now you got two separate breaks. All right, sliders away. Good. So here's the deal. The curveball is a 2-1, 3-2, first pitch, 1-0 kind of pitch. When you need an off-speed pitch in a semi-partial fastball hitting situation, that's a get me over strike. 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, we're trying to punch a guy out. That's going to be more of the slider. The slider's the #1 home run pitch in the big leagues, and it's also the #1 strikeout pitch. Because it looks like a fastball and then it breaks late. It's harder than a curveball. We want to start that thing in the zone, but it's perfectly okay to get them to get here, and then the ball leaves the strike zone. Yeah. So if this is the outside corner, you're looking for the ball there, and we're wanting it to end up here. Hey guys.
What's up?
Now let's say it's 0-2 and you throw that. That's going to be taken every single time unless the guy's an idiot. So what that just did though, it's so far outside, it opened up that back knee to a 2-seam in. And then if we miss or he fouls it off, then we can go back to that pitch.
So you want me to 2-seam?
No. I want you to throw a damn strike. Now, is your wrist lifted firm? Okay. I need you to cup it just a little bit, and that ball will have a little more bite. Yeah. Good. All right, whatever you want. Mix them up and move them.
Chuck, let's go have lunch next week. Can you do it or not?
You
said let us know what day.
Yeah, probably.
We can meet you at Dixon's or something. Or wherever.
Actually, you might have to have lunch at Dixon's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I like that place. It doesn't really matter. You guys tell me.
Okay.
Good. Show me how you try to frame a low pitch.
Right now?
Yeah. Okay. If you know it's low, see, you can kind of see you move your glove. You can also catch it and kind of roll it into your chest. When you go boom. Can you see how he can see you trying to get that pitch?
Yeah.
When you catch it and roll it, like in one motion, roll it up and in, and get to here, you're not, it makes it look like that ball was higher than it is. Just another option.
Can you help us out with that?
I don't. I'll have to ask my wife. That was a dumbed down book. We rewrote it backwards so like somebody like you could understand. You know what I mean? Like a mom could like read the book and then help her in the backyard. It's a nice little starter book. There's some good things in there, like cutoffs and situations.
Is that good?
Yeah. Did you plagiarize that all then?
Really? Nobody. My dad and I wrote it. How to get along with the coach. Third base coach, do what he does in the coach's box. Just all kind of little stuff. If I wrote a book now, it would be more like, it'd be like the Bible instead of a baby Bible. Are you getting tired? I need you to not go up and over. I need you to stay through it. Tight rotation. Get those elbows back together. What's your hardest grip? Then you need to start with the changeup in your glove so you don't dig like that. So then if it's easier to go from your changeup grip to all the other grips, then it'll be a smoother transition. And guys, you work too hard, they know it's not a fastball. Really good. He's got good two seams. Stick that landing. That wasn't bad. So I like something you just did there. There's something called bad pitch, good pitch. So like let's say number 4 hitter from Liberty, and you know him. Okay, like he's really good fastball hitter, tries to jerk everything. So we're gonna go first pitch curveball. And he throws it chest high, just hangs, ball 1. So give it to him again because he knows how to make the adjustment. So he goes bad pitch, now the guy's dead red fastball, and then he makes his adjustment and throws a better breaking ball. And so repeating the pitch, because hitters' tendency is when it's a bad pitch, they'll go and look for something else. Yeah. And so it's almost a free strike if he makes his adjustment. Have a good week, guys.
Thank you. You too.
That's the way to get over it. 3 more. Hey, get back in the stretch. See the back knee crack?
Yeah.
This is Liberty's number 1. Liberty number 1. Oh, he's charging.
He's swung.
Bad pitch, good pitch. Up and over.
I just want to get one more pitch in. I'm kidding.
Hey, I would let you throw one more pitch. Execute it.
I was just trying to make you laugh.
Yeah, you did, dork.
Okay, I actually did not mean to do that.
Arm up. Stick it.